Hi, Shaija. Hello. Shaija, am I audible?
Yeah, so good evening. You're audible.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Hi, Parag.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. So, how you guys are? How's the preparation going on for your placements?
Good, sir. Actually, my exams are also like coming this week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I have not prepared anything about that. So, I'll-
Yeah, sure. I get it. I get it. So, did your evaluations came back?
yeah, result has announced, sir.
Okay. How was your results?
Good, sir. Actually, I have not like attempt one DSA question. So I
Mhm.
got 70% in both.
Okay. Okay. And how was your Shajia? You don't have to tell me the percentage, but you can say it as good or bad. Hey, hi, Junaid. I'm great, Junaid. How about you? Hey, good evening, Rupam. Good evening, everybody. From tomorrow onwards, Rupam. Today is our last JavaScript lecture, and tomorrow onwards we'll be starting with Node.js and yeah, backend stuff. And for that Node.js, right? So what the few things that what we require would be using in Node.js, right? That I'm teaching today. So basically, you can say we are starting with backend today, but properly the Node.js will be from tomorrow. Hey, good evening, Shubhankar. Okay, so hi guys, good evening. So let's begin with our session. It's almost 9:05, but the people who have joined is very less. The 13 guys have joined. So I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then I'll start it. So let's begin. So hi guys, today would be the 10th JavaScript intermediate lecture in this JavaScript intermediate series. So today we'll be discussing about modules in ES6 and then a functional programming paradigm. Okay, so these are the two concepts that we are going to discuss today, and both of them will be used predominantly in our Node.js. Okay, so you could say that we are starting with backend today. Okay, but these are some basic level concepts that you have to learn in order to think about it in backend stuff. A proper Node.js will start it from tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So let's start with the modules. So basically, Shubhakar, as I said, proper Node.js will be started from tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So coming down to modules. So before coming down to modules, any doubts you have, guys, in terms of JavaScript? So far, we have covered a lot, right? I know JavaScript is like an up and down ride. It's like roller coaster ride. Few concepts it might have bounced from you, and few might have you people have understood well. For few, you require a known example like that. So is it so like something if you feel like you're missing that a missing piece, right? Then let me know. I'll reiterate on that or give you better examples, real time ones, so that you can relate a lot. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so modules. So what is modules and why do we use modules? So basically, in HTML, right, we can have n number of JavaScripts. Okay, so consider a scenario like Flipkart's website where you have what happens in Flipkart. Basically, you go open up the website, you search for certain item, it appears on the screen. You click on that particular item, a event listener is triggered, which will call an API, and you will get a list of information about a particular item, and that will be shown on the screen. So basically, there is one JavaScript running which handles that event listener part. So whenever you click on a particular item, that particular item's data is being fetched from the server. That is one JavaScript working. Now, when it comes when the description page comes, there you have a submit checkout button where you can add the product to your JavaScript. Your cart. So there also a click event is happening. So that is one more JavaScript dealing this job. Once it is in the checkout, in the bag or the cart, right? You can pay the money. You can pay whatever it costs by doing the online transaction, and then or a COD, and then finally the order gets placed. So there is one more JavaScript involved, JavaScript code involved. So from this we can understand there are a lot of JavaScript code involved in different actions. So maintaining a very big site with a lot of small JavaScript code in a single file is like a chaotic way to do that. So what developers? Yes. Okay. So what developers used to do is they break down each item into separate files. Like for the main home page, they will have a separate JavaScript. Okay. For the detail section, where when you click on a particular object, I mean particular item, it will be shown in the page. So let's have a live example here. Let's go to the Flipkart's website. Okay. So this particular page, right, will involve JavaScript to get all this data and display it in the HTML file. Okay. If I click on a particular item, right, there was a click event listener happened, which showed me this particular page. Okay. Now, if I click on once again on a particular item, again a new page opens where we get the product details. So there, one more JavaScript code was involved. Now I can do add item or buy item. Once I click on this, another JavaScript code will get executed. So here we can see there are a lot of JavaScript codes there. So we will try to segregate those codes into different files, and we can import those into different files and use it. So basically, what we are doing is we have a larger amount of code which you break down into small chunks, put it in different files, and from these files we can try to access it in the another file. So this type of concepting, this particular concept is called as modules. Each one file or each group of files which are bundled together is called a module in JavaScript. Okay. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of module? What is module and why we need module?
No, sir.
Okay, how about others? Is it clear, guys? Okay. So now let's consider in our website, whatever we have developed, we have two JavaScript files. One is JavaScript intermediate.js and another one is random.js. So in HTML file, we have included both the script tags. Okay. So what happened here was, what we are going to do here is this particular file, this JavaScript intermediate.js file. So what I'll do, I'll create two more files here. Let's name it shape function.js. Okay. And then I'll add one more function, okay, that's no need of one more. So JavaScript intermediate file we have. So what I'm going to do here is, here I'm going to define a function to calculate area of a square. Okay, let's say we have function. Before going there, let's deal it simple this. So in terms of modules, right, there are two important key terms that you have to know. One is import and another one is export. Then another one is export default. Okay, so import basically means importing a particular piece of code into different file. If we have file A and file B, you have something defined in file A that you have to import in file B, then you have to use import statement. That means importing function / variable to another file. Okay, and what data we can import? The data which is exported. Any data which is exported, that data only you can import. So that is called as export. For that, to export the data from one file to another file, we use export. Import is used in the file from where you have to access it, and export is the file which is the source file from where the data is being thrown out of that particular file. And import is used in the file where you have to catch the data from the throwing out file. Okay, export and export default will work same. The only fact here is export default will use only in the case where we have to export a large piece of code. For one file, you'll be having one export default. For one file, you can have multiple exports. Okay, so yeah, let's see how we can use this in our code. Okay, so here I have let name equal to, let's say, Captain America. Okay, the name is Captain America here. So now we have a variable in shape.function.js. Okay, now let's import this in our HTML. Okay, So what we'll do here is we'll do shape.function.js. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll do console.log. Console.log of name. So what will be the output of this particular code in our browser? It would be, if I reload this, see, we got it. Captain America. Okay. So now what we have to do is, Preeti, I'll come to that. Once we are using that, right, I'll come to that. Okay. So this is how now we understood how we have defined a variable called Captain America and we have consoled it. Now this particular piece of code is in shape function.js file. Okay. Now if I want to export this, what I have to do here is I need to add export keyword in front of the particular variable name. Okay, this export should come before either let, where, or const. Okay, before declaration of the variable, it has to come. That means we have a variable defined, which is going to be thrown out of this file where other file can access it. That is what this export means. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of this particular code in line number 1 in this file? Okay. If I come here and reload, that is not come here and reload, I'll get an error here. Unexpected token export. Okay. The reason I'm getting unexpected code export here is, the reason is this particular file .js, right? It's a simple JavaScript file. So exporting a variable or an function from a simple JavaScript file is not possible. So that is why we are getting this error. So for that, you have to make 2 changes. To accommodate this, we have to make 2 changes. Either if you have to import, or either you have to export, or either you have to do export default. You have to make 2 important changes in order to accommodate this. The change should be in the script tag. You have to mention that this is not a simple JavaScript file. It is a module. It's a module. So for that, you have to use type. Type equal to module. Okay. If you do this and come here and reload, see, now you didn't get the error. You got something else. Now you got something else error. It was basically this error is coming because whenever you have the module, right? Modules cannot be in local stage. It have to be come through the internet via server. Okay. So basically now I have opened my JavaScript, our index.html file directly into the browser. So basically, the browser will what it will do, it will check for this particular module in the local, but which is not correct way of doing it. Guys, I know this might be a little bit tricky. If you people didn't understand, ask the doubt. I'll re-explain it again.
So repeat this part again.
Okay. See, so export and import can be done through a module in JavaScript. Okay, and to have export and import in a via a module, you need to create a JavaScript file which has to be understood by the browser as a module. And to make the browser understand this particular JavaScript file is a module, you have to use type module in the JavaScript tag. Is it clear, Shazia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you have module, right? Module cannot be found locally. This is a open truth statement. So that is why we are getting this error. Okay. We are getting this error. To stop this error coming up, what we have to do here is we have to serve it from a server. So we have a simple way of doing that. There is extension called live server. Okay. If you go to your extension, right, in extension your VS Code and type for live, the very first one you'll get it, live server. Okay, and you install that. Once you install this, right, at the bottom you can see an icon called live, go live. Okay, if I click on go live, right, it will start a server. Okay, it will start a server at this particular port. Okay, and 1 minute. Okay, And if I come here and open that particular server, it would be the URL would be localhost 55,000. Okay, so this is the server. So if I can inspect this, right, and go to console, see now I'm able to see Captain America here. So basically, this module, right, even though it's a normal JavaScript file, you have to serve it through a server. So we have created a local server in our file. I mean, using a extension. That extension is called as live server. In everybody can use it via downloading that extension. And once you download it, you can find go live here. And once you click on this stop, this particular port of 5500, right, it will stop it. Okay, so this is how we can achieve the export functionality, export and import functionality in JS as modules. Any doubts here, guys?
Sir, it starts the same server again, the same browser page that we earlier getting.
Yeah, what basically we have done is this is basically this browser page, right? This is we have opened it, the HTML that we have created, right? If you double click on it, it will get opened in the browser. Okay, so basically what you are doing, you are just copying and pasting the HTML code, whatever you have written in the browser. That is what that we are doing. But in this case, right? In this case, if you go to the network tab, right? By network tab, and if I go to all right and give a reload, see here you can see in JS, you could see all the JavaScript file getting loaded here. What is happening is all this HTML, JavaScript, then all the three JavaScripts and the HTML, all are put up in a local server, and from there this data is coming, and that server is running at localhost 5500 port. Okay, but in case of the previous one, where we have directly opened it from the place where we have created the HTML, right? See, both the URLs are different, and you can see here this is a file, but here it is not a file. It is an web address. That is the difference I'm telling.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So why did we do like this? The reason we did like this was because of cost. Okay. Because of cost. Cost is basically it's a concept. Okay, I'll give you a basic. I'll tell you what it is and where it is used. Okay, cross basically means cross origin resource sharing. That means from different origins you can share the resources. From origin A to origin B, you can share the resource, right? So to do that, right, from one origin to another origin, you have to pass some data. You have to accept certain terms and conditions that the browser keeps. Okay, if that is not satisfied, the browser blocks that request. Okay, so in terms of Chrome or any other browser, whatever data that you're loading as a file, right, in browser, that has no permission to access the JavaScript as a module. That is why we were getting parse error here. So to stop that, what we did, we created a server, and from there we served it. So this course position, this course, right, this is very, very important concept, guys. You'll learn it in backend, but I'll give you a live example where it is used. So if you look into this sites like Amazon or Amazon, and let's go to Facebook this time. Okay, let's talk about Facebook. So in Facebook, right, whenever you are opening the Facebook, right, if in case you don't have a proper internet connection, or you're trying to log in, you're trying to inject a script into Facebook's page to hack something. Okay, at that time the browser will block that script. Okay, so there are certain policies which are set by the companies or the browsers in order to remove these kind of stupid things that users are going to put it in. So these policies, one of those policies called as cross-origin policy, where it will check from where this request is coming. Okay. So all servers have this policy to accept requests from only certain people only, not from every IP address. They can stop the request using CORS. You guys got it? What I said?
So course is not that clear.
Okay. No problem. I'll explain it again. See, CORS is a policy which is used to share resource between different domains. Let's say there is a domain, the domain called www.facebook.com, and there's a domain called www.instagram.com. Okay, both parent company is Meta. Okay, but both are different products, both are different domain. If I want to share a resource, like I'm going to upload a photo in Instagram. In Instagram, you have an option to post it in Facebook also, right? So when you upload data in Instagram, a request is made from the Instagram server to the Facebook server, telling that please accept this photo and create a post there automatically. Okay, that is accepted. So they have written some policies to accept that from Instagram domain. In case instead of Instagram, there is one more website. Let's say Amazon.com. From Amazon.com, if I send the request, whatever I'm sending it from Instagram.com, that will the Facebook will reject that request because it is a cross origin. It's a different origin which is not listed in its policy.
Yeah, sir.
Now is it clear, Shajid?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we can achieve export and import here. Okay. See these policies, right? This policy will refer in multiple. Is basically this policy is based for HTTP connection, and in terms of HTTP connection, you have something called as HTTP header in request. We know that for each request there is an header, and inside that header, whatever data you are passing, right, that is validated in terms of CORS. Abhishek, is it clear? Oh, cool. Fine. So basically, so we have resolved all the issues that we had. Okay. So now we have in shape.function.ds, we have a variable which we have console. Okay. Now what we'll do, we will take this variable and try to access in a different file. Okay. And to do that, what we'll do, we are going to use it in JavaScript intermediate.js. Okay. So to do that, what we'll do, we will also create the give a module type module to that particular file also. And why we have to give is because that in that file we are going to use import. So import can also be done in the module only. So that's why we are given this. And here one more thing you people have to do, that is changing the extension of this particular function. I mean to JS to MJS. So from now onwards, this file will be called as MJS. Why MJS? Module.js, which tells the browser that this is not a JavaScript function of JavaScript file. It is a module JavaScript file. To tell that, we have to use two things. One, module in HTML file. We have to type it as a type module. And also we have to rename the respective files to MJS. Okay. So I'll rename this file also to MJS. Right. So once we have renamed it to MJS, we'll go to HTML file, and there also we have to change the file name, file extension type, whatever we have used here. Okay. So let's have MJS and let's save this. Okay, save this. And now come to import here. Okay, I'll come here and I'll type import. Okay, now what I have exported from there, it is called as name. So I can access name before that. Okay, I'm going to access it from which file? From /, this thing. So we use this // to give a relative path. So in terms of modules, we have relative paths, not exact path. So wherever this is serving, this will take the relative path. Yes, whatever you said is correct. Okay. So here, what I'm going to import from there, name. Name is a variable which I'm importing from the another file. So what I'll do console.log name is imported from another file. Okay, and I'll print the name here. Okay, now I'll save this, come here, and I'll reload this. See, we got it. So we are trying to access the data from JavaScript intermediate file from the state function file. So we are able to access it. So we are able to export the data from one file, and we were able to import the file data from the another file. So this is how modules is used in terms of JavaScript. Guys, are you people able to follow and understand what we have done here? Any doubts you have, or did it bounce back?
So we can do DOM manipulation and other functionalities in module also.
Yes, we can do it. I'll show that also. Somebody was trying to speak. Was speaking. Is it clear, guys? This concept, is it clear? Subhash, your voice is breaking. Can you tell it again, or at least you put in chat? Your voice is breaking. I'm not able to understand what you're telling, Subhash. Okay, cool. Thanks, Subhash. Fine. So guys, please implement this particular thing, whatever we have done so far, in your respective desktop, laptop, and computers, and let me know if you have done it successfully. Okay. After this, I'll teach you how to do DOM manipulation in this itself.
सर टाइप इक्वल टू मॉड्यूल है या मॉड्यूल्स है?
Module. Is it module?
सर
And
एरर
don't
आ रहा है
forget,
मेरे को मुझे.
did you change that to MJS?
Yes sir.
And did you import it wherever you're importing the file, right? You have used /.
Yes sir.
Okay, what is the error you're getting?
पहले गेट लेके वो सर्वर का URL है HTTPS वाला.
The reason is you're not serving it. As I told you, you have to install live server and you have to serve that particular website.
नहीं सर, मैं तो लाइव सर्वर ही यूज करता हूँ हमेशा. अभी भी लाइव सर्वर में ओपन है.
Okay, but it shouldn't happen in that case. Can you paste the error here in the chat box? Shubhankar, MJS is module.js. A normal JavaScript.
Sir, if we are using like .mjs, then also we have to mention the type.
Yeah, in this case, you have to do this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the problem here is, Shubhankar, in JS also you can do it. The problem, the fact here is most of the modern browsers, right? They have taken up MJS now. So it's always better to tell the browser that this is not a regular JS file; it is a module JS file. Junaid, I think you can see the error. The script there, you are showing script.js. Change that to MJS. Shubhash, yeah, even in export, right, you have to do the same. This is the export.
सर इंपोर्ट वाला दिखाओ 2 मिनट.
Yes. Junaid, did your problem got resolved?
सर मैंने इंपोर्ट नेम लिखा था ना सिर्फ, तो वो पूरा एक साथ इंपोर्ट कर दिया था, मगर जो फाइल स्क्रिप्ट में से इंपोर्ट किया था ना, सिर्फ उसने स्क्रिप्ट ही लिख के आया था, उसका आगे का एक्सटेंशन नहीं था.
Okay. Now it is working, right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it working? Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
cool. Guys, I suppose you people might have got the evaluations right, results right. So, is it okay for everyone, or if you people think that you people need extra? If you people are not able to clear it, or if you people need extra time from my side, right? Please let me know. I'll allocate some time for you guys, maybe half an hour extra per day to help you out, guys. Oh, is that too fun? We'll discuss that maybe sometime. Guys, if you're completed it, please let me know so that we can move to the next concept. I mean, the next portion of this export and import. Give me a thumbs up, guys, or put it in chat, guys, so that I can move. Yeah, Abhishek, this is for you. Okay, well, sure, sure.
So we can add module at the end of the code also, right, sir?
Yeah, you can add after the script essentially also.
Okay, we can add
It's,
like just simple as we do in JavaScript.
yeah, yeah. It is simple. It's nothing but it's an exchange code only, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. So let's move up. So I told you there is something called as export and export default. Okay. So whenever you type just export, right? That means named export. That means you are exporting the reference of this particular variable which is created in the browser to the another file. So what this means is this export, what it does is it will create a memory location called name in the browser, and it will take the reference of that particular name and it will pass it to the next place wherever it is getting imported. So it is the reference. Okay. But in case of export default, the actual value is passed. Okay. So if I come here and I type export default, let's say uh, age, okay, that is equal to 30. Okay. So if I want to import this export default value in the another file, I can't add it here. Okay. I'll not add it here. What we can do it, we can directly access it using this way. Without this curly braces, right? You can access it. Okay. And you can add it here. Okay. So if I save this and come to the browser, okay. Should, okay, one minute. export default age, and then, okay, sorry, it should be let export default age. Okay. So what you have to do is, the problem that we did was, when first you have to declare the variable let age equal to 30. Okay, then you have to export it. So it's not about, so in normal export, we can declare it in that same line and you can assign it. But in terms of export default, you have to define everything and finally you can export it. Okay, so once you do this, you can access it here like this. Okay, so you can access it directly without having that value. Okay, I save this and come to the browser. See, now I'm able to see 30 here, age 30 here. So basically, the difference between named export and default export is named export exports the reference, and default export exports the complete object itself, or the number, string, or anything. It directly exports the complete thing. So in terms of named export, where we are only using export keyword, right? In that case, we have to use this curly braces in order to get that particular value. Okay, but in terms of export default, there is no need to use curly braces. You can directly access it using age. I mean the variable. Yeah. Any doubt, guys, in terms of export and export default?
सर वो कर्ली ब्रेसेस क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है जो ऊपर नेम के आगे?
Okay, this basically represents that find this particular name in this particular shape function.js, because that's a reference. So tell that this is a reference. You have to search it there. This particular curly braces is used.
समझा सर.
Okay, guys, please implement this in your respective system and let me know. I'll move to the next portion where we are going to export a function now. This export input, you people are clear, right? Is it bouncing back? I mean, समझ में आ रहा है ना सबको? किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम है?
So, I have a question, sir.
Yes, Pran.
Sir, where will we use the reference one variable, and where will we use the value variables?
Okay. So the point here is, so whenever you do export default, right, for class, for functions, for majority of that kind of items, you should do export default. For each file, you'll be having one export default. But you can have multiple exports in single file. Whenever you want to export a smaller unit, like a variable or a smaller function, that you can use a normal export.
We can have a single export default in a file.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the correct practice to follow. Yes,
Okay,
Abhishek.
and that can be like function or a variable, anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So see, in terms of this curly braces, right, you can import any number of data. Okay. If you're exporting, let's say you're exporting one more variable here. Okay. Export, let's say you can also do like this. Let age address equal to Winter Street. Okay. Winter Street. Okay. And you can, after this, you can do export address. If you do like this, right, this is going to throw an error. The point here is you have to export it. I mean, you have to do it in a single line. But in terms of export default, that is not there. Okay. So you have to export this. If I export this and come here, and I can access it here, you can do address. And here I can also add the address. So in terms of curly braces, right, you can import any number of data from the other file. If I come here and see, I have the data. Winter Street, Captain America 30 Winter Street.
हेलो सर, एक डाउट था
Yes, sir.
सर। जैसे अगर आप शेप फंक्शन डॉट mjs में इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं या इसमें जावास्क्रिप्ट में इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, मगर इसमें अगर पहले से नेम वेरिएबल है और दूसरे फाइल से भी नेम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उधर एरर आएगा, तो उसको सॉल्व कैसे करेंगे सर फिर?
I'll come to that. That is the next thing that I'm going to teach.
ओके सर।
It's a good doubt, very good doubt. See, if I come here, guys, I'll start with that. If I come here and do name equal to, let's say, ABC, okay. If I have the name variable here and also I have name here, both are same. If I come here, you can see I get an error, like the name identifier has already been declared. So basically, when we had a separate JavaScript files, right, at that time, both the JavaScript had different scope of execution. Okay, in that case, there was no coincidence. But when we converted them as modules and started to interact with them, both of them started coming in the same scope. So in this case, right, what we have to do, if we have both the names, both names here, so what you can do here, you can use as keyword. So name as name imported. Okay, so this is a name import. So if I come here and add that here, right, here that, so what it will do, the name will be imported from the shape function file, but in this particular scope, it will be that the value whatever the name had in the other file will be copied to this particular variable called name imported. So that you can see here. So if I come here and see it, right, see ABC is there, which we have defined as part of name. Captain America, which comes as name imported from the another file. Then you have the age, which was an export default value, and the another export value, Winter Street as address. So this is how you can use as keyword to change the name of the variable and use it in the file. Any doubt here, guys?
So we can alias the default one also, right? Like this, same.
Yeah.
Export
You can also do this. You can do as age imported. For this, right, I'll say this I'll check and tell you. Okay, I don't remember the exact syntax. I'll just I'll just look for the syntax and let you know. Okay, the one who asked this question.
me, sir, Prag.
Yeah, I'll look this up and tell you. Okay. Okay, guys. So is it clear, guys, in this term? Is everything fine for you guys? Shall we move to the next portion? Okay,
Yes, sir.
guys. So do you people remember how to do DOM manipulation? How to create a HTML element?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody can tell me how to do that. I'll type the code.
सर डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट क्रिएट एलिमेंट फिर ब्रैकेट के अंदर जो एलिमेंट बनाने का वो
Okay, let's say h1 is equal to document dot create element of h1. Okay, and I'll do h1 dot inner HTML equal to name imported. Okay, now what I have to do? Document dot body dot append of h1. So basically what I'm doing, I'm importing a variable, a name variable from another JavaScript file, and I am putting it in the DOM. You come and see here, see, I got it in the DOM. So DOM manipulation is also possible in terms of, modules. Okay. So now what we'll do in this save function, right? We will declare a function. Okay. Let's say function. There will be area. Okay, function area, which is going function area that is going to accept a value. Okay, let's say length, and width. Okay, and this will return the area. So the area would be return of length star width. Okay, so now I'm going to export this function. Okay, what I'll do export here. So this basically we have exported this function. Okay, now we'll try to import it inside the another file. So what we'll do here, we will add it as one more data called area. Okay, so now we have the area here. If I want to let's say if I want to call the area function, I can call it area. I can do let area of rectangle is equal to area of 3,4. And I can also create, what I'll do, I'll create one more h1 tag. Okay, and I'll give that area of rectangle value. Okay, so if I come here, see, I have 12 here. So basically what happened here was we created a let's do a dry run here. Okay, what happened? So when this shape.function.m.js was loaded into the browser, it executed this particular line. So what it did, it created a memory location where it stored this area, name of the memory location as area, and it stored all the logic inside it. And this was exported. That means it can be imported in any file. So when this particular JavaScript intermediate m.js was loaded, it imported the area from that particular file /shape function.mjs. So imported the area field from there. Okay, so it is a reference here. So whenever I'm calling that reference with the respective data, it triggers the function which is present inside that particular folder, that particular module. It runs there. It runs this particular function with this variables, and it comes and stores the data in this particular line number 679. So in line number 681, we create a new h1 tag, and to that h1 tag we assign the value of that particular area function, whatever it's got returned, and that will append it to the body. So that is how we have this particular data in the body. Are you guys did you guys understand how we do for functions here?
yes,
I mean, guys, everybody understood how we do DOM manipulation and how we can do using functions and DOM manipulation, everything at the same time? Is it clear, guys?
Clear, sir.
Guys, if it is clear, right? The people who didn't answer, please give me a thumbs up or put it in chat. Okay, cool, great. So I'll just give you 2 minutes, guys. Please implement this. With that, we will wrap up for modules. Okay, please implement whatever we done for functions as well as using S and aliases and then DOM manipulation. So these things, please do it in your respective desktop, computer, or laptop, and let me know if you people are able to do it successfully. If anybody is facing any problem or didn't understand the concept, please raise it out or put it in chat. Then I'll re-explain again. Guys, let me know if you people have done it. Give me a thumbs up or put in chat, guys, so that we can move to the next one. Okay, guys, let's move to the guys. Shall I move to the next concept? With this, we have completed the modules. Cool. Great. So let's move to the next concepts. I'll just comment this, and whatever we want in this file, I'll comment this. Okay, great. So let's push it up. Let's come to the new line. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to look into is it's my PPT. Here it is. Okay. So yeah. So we have read about the imports, exports, everything. Now let's move to the functional programming paradigm. So as we know that JavaScript is nothing but everything is functional in terms of JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript itself, we define the functions in different ways. Okay, we define it in different ways. So we have something called as pure functions. So let's take a lively example first. So do you know the festivals or the functions that happen around us? Like say we have Republic Day, then we have Independence Day, then we have Gandhi Jayanti, right? Diwali, Christmas, Eid, right? So we have different functions, and each function has purpose. So every year when you celebrate that function, every year that function is going to be same. You don't celebrate Eid on the I mean you don't celebrate Republic Day on the Independence Day the next year, right? You celebrate on 26th January, you will celebrate the Republic Day. On August 15th, you'll be celebrating the Independence Day. You will not interchange it, right? Even though the every year it is going to come. So that is called as a pure function. A pure function is a function which is going to take a set of parameters, and for each set of parameters, the function will return a single value only. Always it is going to return correct that value only. Okay, let's consider an example in our code. Let's say we have a function like function check number. Okay, now this function will take two variables. It will take number 1 and number 2. It will check which value is greater. Okay, so we will return. It will check whether number 1 and number 1. It will check with number 2. Okay, and tell whether it is greater or not. So we'll return number 1 greater than. So what we'll do here is we will do number 1 is greater than number 2 if that is true. If this is true, then which one is the greater one? Number 1 is greater one. So we'll return number 1. Or if that is false, then we'll return number 2. So any doubt here, guys, in terms of this particular function? And this is called as ternary operator. I hope you people remember from our initial classes what is a ternary operator is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So we will check this for check number of we'll console this. Okay. Console.log of check number of 2, 5. So what will be the answer for this particular function? What will be the console? 5.
5.
If we come here, we can see it is 5 here. Right? We have 5 here. So every time when I'm going to check for number 2 and number 5, right? What will be the output for me? It will be always 5. So that is why this is called as a pure function. Any function which takes certain set of inputs or the attributes, or you can say functional parameters, when the set is going to same every time, then the output is also going to be same. If I run this code for, let's say, 5 times, okay, every time the output is going to be same. It is not going to differ. So that is called as pure function. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of pure function?
सर अगर इनपुट चेंज कर देंगे तो ये प्योर फंक्शन नहीं रहेगा ना?
That will be pure function only. See, if I'm going to change the input, for that particular input, the output will be same only, right? if I'm going to check here for 6 and 5, the 6 and 5 set, the output would be always same only, right? It is not going to change, right?
हाँ सर समझा, जो greatest number रहेगा वही return करेगा हमेशा.
Why it is correct? For every set of inputs that you're going to give a function, there is always a desired output. For that particular set of input, there will be only one output every time, even though you execute it for n number of times or any situation. That is called as pure function.
So
Then,
it
sir,
won't. So
Yes.
it won't return 6 then.
It will return 6. See, what I meant here, what I'm trying to convey here is, for the value 2 comma 5, for the value 2 comma 5, it will always return 5. If it is, let's say 6 comma 5, for this value, it will always return, for value 6 and 5, it will always return 6. So for certain inputs, there is always only one kind of output. It will not change. That is means pure function.
So
Sajid, you're
it
able to-
is a greater output, a greater number. It will always give.
Not greater number, don't with greater number. For this function check num, right? If you're going to pass 6 and 5, your output would be 6. If you're going to pass 2 and 5, in that case, always your output is going to 5. If you're going to pass some other values, other 2 values, for that, any one output is going to come, and that is going to be same in all the cases. Don't think about the logic inside, just consider for 2 inputs, you're always going to get one output. And that output is not going to change for these 2 inputs. That is called as pure function.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, I'll show you why the I know you people might have a little bit confused here. I'll tell you what is an impure function. Then you people will make it up. Okay. Now let's define let num3 is equal to 66. Okay. Now I go inside. I'll write a function check num with default. Okay. Now I have one more function. This is also going to take two numbers, and here I'll return an output. Okay. Here what I'll do return. I'll follow the same logic here. I'll copy and paste it here. Okay. And I'll do num plus num3. No. I'll check this, and I'll check whether the number 1 is greater than number 3. In that case, I'll return number 1, or I'll return number 3. So basically, this is going to be one case. Okay. So what I'm doing here, this number 3, it is an external parameter. So on depends upon that, this output is going to change. Okay, if I copy this and paste it here, and let's take a smaller number. Let's take 66 only. Okay. Now see what will be the output. See, the output is changed now. Right. So basically, what problem we have with the second function is, it depends upon a third parameter which lies outside of the function. So this parameter can be changed anytime, right? So the desired output of this particular program would be something different. Now see, now the output of this particular function, let's go with one thing. I'll comment this. See, now the output for 2 and 5 is 5. If I change this number 3 to 1, okay. Now if I come here and reload, okay, wait, number 3. What is number 1? Number 1. Okay, I'll give 6 here. Okay. Now if I come here, see the value got changed here. So basically, the output of a particular function depends upon a certain parameter which lies outside its scope. that is called as impure function. But this is a pure function which has the complete control of the input and what is going to happen. So the output of this particular set will be not defined. So that is called as impure function. Are you people able to understand this this thing, difference between a pure function and impure function?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in terms of pure function, right? So whenever we have this, right? So there are two things that we have to follow in terms of pure function. And when a pure function satisfies both of these points, right? At that time, we understand that this is a pure function. So as I said before, referential transparency is like for same arguments, the output will be always same. It's not going to mutate. Okay. And the second one is it should not have had side effects. Side effect is nothing but referring a value from outside. Okay. Or it having a console.log statement inside the function. That is called as side effect. So these two things are satisfied, then that is a pure function. If here in this program, the first function, this checknum function is a pure function. If I come here and do console.log of num1 comma num2, right? Then once I introduce the control statement inside this function, then also this is not a pure function. This is the impure function. So pure function is very, very simple. It is going to do certain task, and for that particular input, it is going to give a particular output, and there is no extra content inside it, like consoling or loading a file or modifying a certain object or reassigning values. So these things, if I'm going to do inside a function, that function is called as impure function. Is it clear, guys, in terms of pure function and impure function?
So pure function should always return a value.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is how we use pure function. I mentioned few benefits of the pure function. Okay, you people can go through that. Okay. Yeah. So now let's move to the. So did you people clearly understand what a pure function and pure function is? Any doubts there?
So can you open the presentation?
Yeah, sure.
We are using console, so it's impure, right?
Yeah, it's it.
Okay.
So I have this is a pure function. This is an example of impure function.
But sir, like if we are not returning and we cannot do console, then sir, what is the other use of the function? Like we cannot assign it in a variable. We cannot do anything.
No. See, if you want to assign it to a variable, you can assign it to a variable. That's not a problem. Okay. The reassigning is not possible inside that function. If you're going to do reassigning of a value, reassigning of a particular thing inside a like you have, let's say, let a equal to 10, and you do again a equal to 20, then that is not a pure function. If you remove this line, right, then this is a pure function.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, guys. So yeah, please implement this pure function concept in your, pure and pure function thing in your respective systems, and let me know if you people have completed it, so that I can move to the next concept.
So she's going to be talking about
सर एक बार num3 की वैल्यू सबसे हाईएस्ट देके आउटपुट दिखाओ ना एक बार।
Have to change the function. So we are getting num3's value here. Jinnah, if you see the conditions right, the number 1 should be greater. Then only the number 3 condition will get invoked. So make the number 1 greater. Instead of passing 5, 10, pass 10, 5.
Okay, sir.
Sure. Yeah, Jinnah. Nice. Yeah, guys, let's move to the next concept. Shall we move to the next concept, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next concept is called as immutability. Okay. Now let's comment these things. Okay. So let's have a case 1. Okay. Let's have case 1. So you people know what is mutability and what is immutability. Let's say let a equal to 10. Okay. Fine. If again, if I'm going to do a is equal to 20, let's say 20. So we create a memory location called a. We store 10 inside that. And the next line, what we do, we erase that 10 and we put it 20 on that. Okay. So this is possible. If I do const b equal to 10, and here I do b is equal to 20, what will happen?
We will get error, sir.
We'll get the error. The problem here is this is because of immutability, and we are able to do this here because this mutability is there. Okay, so in terms of a number or a string, the const will work fine, but in terms of an object, let's say we have let obj equal to name, and name is let's say Thor. Okay, let's go with some DC time this time. Okay, let's take Batman. Okay, if I want to change the name, like obj dot name is equal to let's have Robin. Okay, will this work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if I want to change the value itself, if I do obj is equal to age equal to 30, will this work? Will this work, guys?
It will erase the like previous data and create new age.
Yeah. So basically, if you console the data here, right? Console.log of obj. Okay. And if I console.log here, and then I console.log here. Okay. So if you come here, you can see the first it was Batman. Then we changed the name that value to Robin. And finally, what we did, we completely removed everything from that object, and we added and put a new object to it. Okay, so this worked. In terms of let, it worked. If I'm going to change that to where, will this work?
Yes, sir.
In
Yes,
terms
sir.
of where also, this is going to work. Okay, but if I come here and put const, what happened? We are able to change the value inside an object, but a new assignment to the variable is not possible, right? Because when you use const here, we have a memory location which is going to have a stored data, and this stored data can be modified, but the complete data cannot be erased and a new value cannot be put inside it in terms of const object. Are you guys clear what we are doing here and why we are using, where we are failing here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the case where the object is the object is mutable, but variable cannot be reassigned. This is the case where object is mutable, but the variable cannot be reassigned. Okay, so now in this case, this is the problem. Okay, now to solve this, what we have done is we can freeze the object. There is an inbuilt function called object.freeze, and whatever value that you're going to pass inside this, right? This will freeze it. Okay, so let's comment this. Okay, and what we can do here is we'll do let object obj is equal to object.freeze. What it will do, whatever data which is present inside that object, right? It will freeze it. Okay, now I'll do name as Batman. Okay. If I come here and try to do obj, I'll console this. Console.log of obj. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll change the name to Robin. Or name is equal to Robin. Okay. And I'll do console.log of obj. Okay. If I come here, see, I got an error. Cannot assign a read-only property to name of object. Actually, previously, when we had this let, right, we are able to change the value. But when we use this object.freeze, right, we are able to freeze whatever data which is present inside it. So we can't modify that data. So that is why when we are trying to reach out the name, right, that is a read-only property now. Writing of that particular property is not available when we use object.freeze. Okay, so this is not possible. So let's comment this. Now let's assign and let's try to assign a new value to it. Let's say obj is equal to age as 30. Okay, if I do this, I'm able to do it. Let's check it out. Console.log of obj. Okay, see, I'm able to change the value. So here the properties are immutable, but the variable assignment is reassignment is possible in this case. Guys, are you people getting what I'm speaking here?
Yes, sir.
Everyone is in the same page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool, fine. Now this was Kanu, it is not clear. Okay. See, in the previous point right here, in this previous example, we have created an object and we assign it to a constant variable. Okay, being it's a constant variable, we were able to modify the data inside, but a new value, a new object was not able, we are not able to assign it. So this is the case where object is mutable, but reassignment is not possible. Okay, but in this case, the second case, here the object is not mutable because we have used object.freeze. We have freezed all the properties inside the object. Okay, so here in this case, we have the object is not mutable, immutable, but we are able to reassign the value. Okay, now we are trying to achieve a position where we cannot reassign and cannot remutate. Okay, and that case is called as the final case. And how to achieve that? We need to use const, and we will have object const obj is equal to object dot freeze of name as Batman. Okay, and I'll save this. I'll do console.log of obj. Right? If I try to change a particular value, let's say obj dot name equal to Robin. Okay, and let's save this and come to the see. Now I'm able to create an object which is a constant, and also it has object.freeze. So that is why it has become a read-only property. So now we cannot edit the name here. So inside value cannot be edited. What I'll do, okay, it is not edited. I'll try to reassign something to that. So I'll do object is equal to age of 30. Okay. Now see, even I'm not able to reassign the value because it's a constant value. So this is the exact way you have to define a constant object in order to maintain immutability of a object.
Sir, can we?
Now? Yes, Amanjit, what is it out?
So can we add a new property in this case?
You can add it inside this, but you can't add a new value inside the object. It is completely free of frozen.
Okay.
Okay, so that is why we call that as object.freeze. Guys, is it clear? The case 1, case 2, case 3, and case 4. Everybody, are you people able to understand? Okay. Please try this out, example in your respective desktop, laptop, and computers, and let me know if your people able to, understand it, grasp it clearly. If you people are still facing problem, didn't understand, right? Please tell me. I'll give you better examples in order to make you people under 100% on this concept. We got an error here. Okay. Guys, let me know if you people have tried this out and you people are clear in this. Okay, guys. So let's, shall I move to the next concept, guys?
Yes, sir.
The next concept is called as function composition. Now let's say we have a function, let's say add, okay? That will take an array of values. Let's have, do you people remember the rest and the spread operators that we talked previously in the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Fine. Let's take num1, num2, num3. Okay. And what I'll do here is I'll return the sum of all the numbers. So num1 plus num2 plus num3. Okay. And now I'll have one more function. Let's say function, which is going to give us square, okay, of num1, okay. Let's say num here, and it will return num star num. So any doubt here, guys, in terms of these two functions?
No, sir.
Okay. So now what we are going to do, something called as composition of a function. Composition of function is nothing but in engineering mathematics, people might have learned this composition of function. Basically, composition of function in terms here means you're going to utilize one function in the parameter bound of another function itself. So how that is, let's see, console.log of what you're going to do, you're going to find a square of the three numbers you're going to add first, and then you're going to find the square. So basically how we'll do it, we'll have let sum equal to add, then you have three numbers, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we will have the sum here. Then we will find the square. Okay, that would be square of sum. Okay, and that I'll console.log. Square. So basically, what will be the output for this? This output will be around 81, because the sum of all the three is 9. Okay, 9 nines are 81, right? So this is how we usually do it. But using function composition, we can reduce these steps. What we can do directly console.log of. We can call the square function, and the square function will take an input, which is returned by the add function. So I'll directly use add of 2, 3, 4. So this is called as function composition, where you use a single function in another function's parameter list itself. See, so what this function will do, it will basically will execute from inside. So it will first resolute this add function, and whatever value this add function is returning, that is passed on to the square function, and the square function will calculate that, and that is returned to this console log statement. So if we come here and see we have 81 here. So this is called as function composition. There's any doubt in terms of function composition here?
No, sir.
Please, guys, if you guys have doubt or didn't understand, please let me know so that I can clear this again. Okay, guys, great. Please implement this function composition in your respective systems and let me know once you people have done it.
So for this,
Ranjish, this is not a callback function, because a callback function is something which is passed as a parameter and it should get called inside that particular function. Okay, the square function, it might think like you're passing add function, but inside the square function, you're not calling that function. So this is not a callback function. This is a function composition. Ranjesh, is it clear? Rajesh. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up, guys, if people have completed it. Okay, okay, Rajneesh. Sorry. Okay, guys, that's all for today's class. Let's jump into the MCQs. Any doubts, guys, in today's class?
No, sir.
People understood, right? Whatever we discussed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I'll just put in the questions. Yes, I'm posting my first MCQ. Please go and answer it, guys. Guys, I've created a second MCQ. Please go and check it. That's also for 2 minutes. Yeah, Deepak. I mean, once I finish, let's I'll post the other two questions and then we'll have some interview questions. Definitely, we're going to do that. Don't worry. Guys, I posted the third MCQ question. Please come and answer. Guys, I'm creating the fourth MCQ. Please go and answer. Okay, guys. So the MCQ is completed. So I'll move to the interview questions now. If people can unmute and answer. Okay. What is promise.all?
Sir, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So sorry, promised all is a method. It takes an input and returns a single promise if so all if one of the promise is not resolved, then then it returns false. Or we
Okay.
can say that it resolves the area of results input promises, and it will reject as soon as one of the promise in an array object is reject.
Okay. Cool. Okay. What is race method in promise? What is promise dot race?
So whatever promise resolve first, it will print that promise.
Okay. It is only for resolved, or it is also?
No, like if we are doing a dot, then we are looking for the like resolved one.
For
So race is a race is a condition where it will find which promise is fulfilled or not fulfilled. Very first one to win that. Okay. What is the difference between a window and a document?
window is an object.
What is document?
Sorry.
Window is global object.
Okay. Document is not a global object.
No, sir. Document is also an object. But that is an what we can say that is global, and this is text. So DOM.
Window is an
Window
root
is
level.
representing browser.
Okay. See, window is the root level element of the web page. This is the root level element. That is the very basic root. Okay. And document is the direct child of this window object.
Okay. Yes.
That is the actual difference.
So can we say the window is basically representing the browser element or something like that?
Basically, that is the complete set. Window object is the complete set of everything, whatever you see in the browser.
Yes, yes,
the
like the complete page. It is representing the overall
Yeah.
Overall page actually.
Yeah, exactly. And document is basically the document object model, which is the which you can say it is an direct child of a window.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like we have the HTML tag in the HTML. So it in that sense we can call it as the window object.
Yeah.
Or if we make the different subchilds or something like the body and the head, so these all are the what we called as the document.
Yes. Okay. What is global variables? What is global variables?
Sir, those who which are accessed over the JavaScript program.
Outside or inside the function we can access.
So those variables which are stored in a global scope.
Okay.
Outside
Basically
any
any local variable which is declared with where is going to be in global scope. So that is a global variable. Okay. What is the difference between undeclared and undefined variables?
Undefined means which the variable has been declared but it is not assigned any value, and undeclared, that means it is not declared, it is just in our mind.
Undeclared mean without declaring we are using it, so therefore it will give an error undeclared. And undefined means we have not assigned it any value and we are using it.
Correct. Both of you, whatever I've said is correct. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is event capturing?
Child to parent node.
Parent to child node is
Yeah.
called as event capturing. Child to parent is
parent-
called as event bubbling.
Bubbling. Okay.
Somebody searching in Google. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So, what is the event? Event to check whether the DOM is loaded or not. So, how do you trigger it? For example, we have on-click tag in HTML, which you can use to call a function whenever a click is triggered. So similarly, how do you know whether the content is loaded in the DOM or not? What is that exact keyword which we use?
Onload.
Document.ready. Okay, onload and document.ready. Document.ready we use. Onload is basically onload of a particular div to which you have associated that. Okay. The actual answer that I was looking for was DOM content loaded event. Okay, what is a promise?
Sir, it's an object that produces a single value in sometimes in future with either a resolve or a reject. Or it having three states, pending, fulfilled, and reject.
Okay.
The
Okay.
promise are used to asynchronous to create the language asynchronous.
Create the language asynchronous. Okay. Anybody else?
And for sir, for reducing the callback else, we are using promise.
Okay. Yeah, people are telling why we use promise. I'm asking definition of promise.
Promise is a kind of agreement between two parties or something. If the promise can have the three states, the rejection and the what do we say?
It's a good try, Preeti.
Promise is an object for the future result of asynchronous operations.
Okay. So basically, a promise is an object which contains an agreement to run a particular piece of asynchronous code and resolute in the state in order to tell the actual program what's happened. So that is what promise is about. So JavaScript is a compiled or an integrated language, interpreted language.
So it is a just
Interpreted language.
JavaScript is an interpreted language, correct? So is JavaScript case sensitive?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it case sensitive? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's correct actually. Okay. When do you use prevent default method in JavaScript?
For canceling the browser default behavior event.
Okay. Okay. What is set timeout?
Set timeout is a asynchronous function.
Set timeout is used to provide a delay.
Yeah, you could say that.
Set timeout is a promise. It's a promise.
It's basically it will return a promise. That's for sure. Set timeout is basically it's going to return a timer object. Okay, a promise timer object. Okay, so set timeout is a function which is used to create a small delay before executing certain piece of code. Okay, yeah. What is JSON?
JSON stand for JavaScript object notation, where we can store value as a key and value pair.
Key value pairs. Okay. So how to convert a JSON into a JSON string?
JSON.stringify.
Okay. How to revert it back to JSON?
JSON.parse.
JSON.parse. Okay. Okay. Why do we need JSON?
Because it is very lightweight and also we can send and get the data very fastly.
To get a data in a structured way.
Okay. The actual reason the JSON got created was to transfer data between the server and the client. So that is the actual reason the JSON got created. Okay. What is AJAX?
AJAX stand for asynchronous JavaScript and XAML. We can use to communicate client with server without refreshing the page.
Okay. So how do you define what is an AJAX request?
XML HTTP request.
Yeah, what is that? Okay, just tell me which kind of protocol that the AJAX request follows.
HTTPS.
HTTP works.
HTTP. Okay. So in HTTP there are different types of methods. What are those methods?
Get, post,
put, delete, patch.
Why do you use get? When do we use get?
To get any values from that server.
When do you use post?
To assign a value in the server.
When create a value from server.
When you have to add something new to the database through server. That time you use post. When do you use put?
When we need to
update any value in the
server.
Database using server.
Yeah. You have to answer in this way. When we have to update a particular value in database through server, we use put requests. Okay. Now, when do you use delete?
To delete any element from the database using server.
Okay. How do you capitalize the very first letter in the string?
Using capitalized function.
There is no capitalized function in JavaScript.
To title function.
Upper.
I don't require an inbuilt function. I need use a combination of inbuilt function to do it. Okay, how do you pinpoint a particular location in this? How do you get the character of a string at a particular index in the string?
For indexing.
For character, do you use index? For
Zero,
index?
sir.
Index.
We'll give a string of 0 to uppercase.
Not string. In string, you don't use a string of 0. Think, guys, I have taught you this method.
Bracket, like bracket 0 string, then bracket index number 0, then 2 uppercase.
I would say string dot char et of 0. Character
Yes,
function.
sir.
Caret
Yes.
of 0 dot uppercase. That is how it can be done. But in this case also, you'll be having the very first letter only uppercase. How do you get the other values of the string?
Explain one more time, sir.
See,
So
this.
plus we can use plus then slice and then 1.
Okay, I think you okay, that works. That works. Okay, tell me what is array dot splice? SPLICE.
Array dot
splice. Splice.
array dot splice. It will change the original array. It is used for delete something in array and also add for.
Add something in that.
Yes.
What is the difference between for each and map?
Map will return a value, for each it will not return it.
Map return a new array and for each return value and index both.
For each will not return any value, man. Okay, guys. For each in the callback, you can get the respective index and the value. But from for each, right, you won't return anything. But in terms of map or filter, right, a new array is returned.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Sure, I think that's all for today, guys. Okay, I've created the attendance list. Please go and mark yourself. Any doubts or anything, guys, that you people have? Anything that you people want to clear?
Yes, I have a question that you just asked, like how we can use the DOM content loaded. Can you please explain that?
Okay, DOM content loaded is in a way. It's like onload, right? Similarly, you can also use DOM content loaded. DOM content loaded is an event. Okay, so this DOM content loaded event can be used to tell. I mean, it is fired when the initial HTML document is completely loaded. Okay, that doesn't include the images or the CSS files or JavaScript. It's only basically the DOM creation of the HTML code. Once that is done, then this particular function will get fired.
Okay, so let's suppose we have created an HTML page and we have used the JS and the CSS part. Okay, so when we run the HTML file, so after running that, it will give us the output like the DOM content.
Yeah.
Is it so?
So when you run it, right, whenever the HTML is read by the browser and it parses it and creates an DOM structure, right? Once the DOM structure creation is completed, you can see this particular event will get fired. It will not wait for the style sheets or images or any other kind of resources.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but
And,
onload will wait.
Yeah. I have one more question. Is just a simple one. So let's suppose we have created one class, okay, and we have not defined any constructor or any function inside that. And when we create an object, just an object without any parameters, and we console log it, so it will run the output as the class name with the brackets, right?
Yeah.
Why does it happen?
Because you have no data inside it, so it's just going to show you the empty object. That's an empty object.
So why we are getting the brackets just for showing the class property?
No. the bracket shows it is an empty object of that particular type class.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. Have a good night. People have been a wonderful audience to me today. Let's catch up
And
tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
have one more question.
Go
Can you
ahead,
please help me to understand the map and the sets in the JavaScripts? Like these in sets, what we do, we just
See,
create
set is
yeah.
a data structure where
Yeah.
it will take array of values, but
Mhm.
it will only contain the list of unique elements in that array.
Yeah, just like we can pass different strings or different values inside that.
Yeah, you can pass n number of values, but it is
Yeah.
going to be, it will only contain the unique elements. Okay.
Yes.
And in terms of map is nothing but similar to dictionary in Python.
Okay. Okay, so let's suppose we pass the two values inside the one entry of a map. So for that first one will be the key and another will be value. Is it so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you clear, Preeti, or still you require explanation?
No doubt yet.
You're clear, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Great. Okay, guys, sure. Thanks, guys. Good night. Let's meet you tomorrow, guys. Let's start the backend portion there.
Good night, sir.
Good night, guys. Bye.